Hi guys, Tash and Michael from Specific Property talking to you today about all things property. We're up to our final episode of a four-part series of debunking apartment myths, and today we're having a chat about apartment complexes being the new villages. So, Michael, in terms of the conversation about bringing people together, I guess we're in a time where with social media and other forms of internet, sometimes people do say like the world is more disconnected than ever. Do you reckon that living in an apartment complex could be the new form of village and could be the new form of connecting people?
I think there's a lot to be said for that. Yeah, I do, absolutely. One of the things that apartment complexes do, especially large apartment complexes, is we were talking about a little bit earlier, is that they provide a lot of communal space, and they give people an opportunity to see people in corridors and in walkways, and obviously, you know, if there's a for example, a movie screen or something like that, or a barbecue area, then people often, you know, do see people in those spots. And even in car parks, for example, people walk past and they see each other and say good day and whatever else. And I think there's an argument to be said that people that live in apartment buildings actually know their neighbours or the people within their proximity even more than, for example, people that live in single houses.
Yeah, I've done both. So I've lived in a single house and also a terrace style is what I live in now, and also apartment complexes. And I must say that being in an apartment complex, I do find that I sort of made connections with more of my neighbours rather than living in the terrace house or living in a single house. And I think as well, like you said, it's sort of not forced upon you, but there are so many instances where you like run into people, or it sort of like brings up conversation when you do share an apartment complex rather than a terrace house or a single standing house. It sort of pushes the conversation a little bit, which is quite nice. There's something as well to be said about the communal spaces. I think as sort of we're moving forward with developments, people are really emphasising quality of livability. And so there's some properties that you probably have even available that sort of offer communal areas that are sort of above par. So is there any properties that you would?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen developers do things. You know, most people. Motorbike going fast. Most people, you know, used to just throw in the barbecue area or something like that. And if it was a larger complex, maybe a pool or a gym. But we're seeing some really interesting and radical ideas now with some of the larger developers, and things like tool sheds and workshops for people to go that are fully stocked, where they can have a bit of a place to tinker, which is really good for people that are downsizing, obviously, from their large home. They've got a garage maybe with some tools that they do things with. Well, in an apartment, you don't have that space. So, you know, some developers have been really clever about the way that they're actually integrating more communal space and making those spaces really, as you say, livable for the residents in there, so that they can essentially replace their large home and still do basically everything that they might have in that space.
It's also to be said that a lot of places, even in Melbourne, having like communal gardening areas. I know that's a big one from my parents. They're massive gardeners, but they're sort of at that point where they're in their 60s and they're thinking about downsizing, you know, in the next 5 to 10 years. But for my mum, she's like, I want a space where I still can have somewhat of a garden. And again, it's sort of bringing people together in that sort of humble, wholesome kind of way, and they get to do activities together.
One developer even recently is talking about doing a rooftop space with like a little dog park. So,
it's brilliant.
Plenty of people that live in apartments have pets, so that's another myth really that you can debunk. You know, you certainly can have pets in these kind of spaces now. So, you know, obviously that's another way that people can, you know, obviously get together and have a community feel. You know, walk your dog around the rooftop and meet other people, other dog owners.
Because there's a new thing as well, correct me if I'm wrong, but with the like rental agreements, I know it's a little bit off topic, but the rental agreements in Melbourne, you can't deny somebody with a pet, is that correct? There was a new bill or something passed.
That's right.
A new law passed. So like there are plenty of people that own pets, and I think that sort of, they realise as well the benefit of like health and well-being of people that do own animals. That really like brings people together and also has that sort of connectivity.
Very good.
Well, hopefully you learned something today. That's the end of the 4-part series focusing on debunking apartment myths and just chatting about apartments in general. We'll be in touch soon talking all things property as per usual. You can find us on LinkedIn, Instagram and Facebook, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thanks.
Thanks.